Yes, mate, how's it going? My name's Lee, and welcome back to the FPL Punk YouTube channel, where we try to dominate FPL one game week at a time. So today, I'll do a quick recap on my current progress in game week 11, and then we'll take a look at my early team selection for game week 12 and the reasons behind my current selection. Finally, I will discuss who's the best captain for game week 12, and then discuss some of my transfer targets for each position. We'll try to post a specific video in the next couple of days looking at transfer targets, but it is the international break, so don't rush and don't make any early transfers. If you enjoy FPL content, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like and drop a comment down below and tell me how much you hate the international break. For me, international friendlies are pointless and we should just scrap them, but that's just me. Anyway, let's rock and roll.
Get strong.
Right, mates, first up, we've got my current progress for game week 11. I've got a green arrow from 105k to 45k. I'm currently on 77 points, and my total points is 712. Flecken and Brentford didn't keep a clean sheet. A bit unlucky with that one, but they're so open right now that just continues conceding so many goals. Verbruggen did get 3 points, but he was up against Man City, and I think the right play was to go for Flecken. Trent came off early with an injury, which is really frustrating because Liverpool did keep a clean sheet in the end. And he's just a major doubt for me moving forward in terms of keeping him in the team. I know he's got Southampton next week, but I just don't know if I can stick with him right now. Rico Lewis with the 0-pointer. One of those, City just didn't turn up defensively, and it is what it is. 8 Nora coming in with a clutch 6-pointer. And nice to see Wolves keep a clean sheet, and that's what 8 Nora is there for. He avoided the yellow card, so we can play next week as well. Still got Palmer to play, and we'll see how he kind of does in that one. And Boomer with a cheeky assist with a 5-pointer. I'm okay with that because he's gonna go games where he blanks or gets 5 or so points, but he's only worth 7.8, 7.9 million, so I don't mind him not returning every single week. And Bruno with a massive 17-pointer, goal and 2 assists, absolutely massive for me. Kept the faith in him, kept the patience, and I just love him for a pit for the next couple of weeks. And this is why I've been a lot patient this year as opposed to previous years, and I think it's finally paying off. Mo Salah, captain. I was very, very close between Bruno and Salah for captaincy. Obviously, they both returned in the end, but Bruno would have been the better captain. And I changed it last minute to Salah just because I wasn't sure how United were going to turn up, because sometimes we're just so up and down in terms of consistency. But Salah with a 28-pointer, absolutely massive. Once again, up against the Hound captainers. Solanke and Wood blank is what it is. Last but not least, Matthias Cunha with a 12-pointer. Massive once again, and my team's just going in the right direction all the time. Keep getting those green arrows. I thought this was going to be quite a tough week for me. We'll see how Arsenal and Chelsea go tonight, but hopefully I can kind of maintain it and stick around the 45 to 50k and get a massive green arrow. Let's take a look at my early team selection for game week 12. First up for game week 12, we've got some team information. My team's worth 101.6 million. I've got 0.2 in the bank with 2 free transfers. I've still opted for Flecken in goal because we've got Everton away, and I think that's the better fixture as opposed to Verbruggen away at Bournemouth. I have still got Trent as of right now, 7 million defender for Liverpool. Really nice game in Southampton. If he's fit, I'm probably going to play him. I just like him so much for that game. And then I'll think about transferring him in game week 13 instead. If he is confirmed ruled out, he's probably going to be one of the main players on the chopping block to be transferred out. And I could go to someone like a Gabriel. I could come all the way down to a Chelsea player and go and look at someone like a Colwill. I've got a couple of options that I can do with a couple of different players, but I'm going to keep a very, very close eye on Trent to see if he is going to be fit for that Southampton game. It wouldn't surprise me if Conor Bradley does get the nod, even if Trent is fit, because it's considered like an easier game and they're going to rest Trent for that Man City game. I've got Rico Lewis and Anderson both on the bench, and Anderson's on the bench even though he's got a good fixture up against Wolves. I've got 8 Nora and I've still got Cunha, as you're going to see later on, so I'm just kind of hedging my bets as opposed to more going towards the Wolves players, so I'm kind of avoiding Anderson from that point of view. I have opted for Vandenberg over Rico Lewis, and that's just same as Flecken. He's got Everton away, which I think is a good fixture. Everton just seem to not be kind of playing games of football right now, and I'm hoping that they're going to do the same against Brentford. Even if it ends in 0-0, I'd perfectly take that and finally get some clean sheet points from some Brentford defenders and goalkeepers. And last but not least, we've got 8 Nora, the absolute flying machine from left wing back. Fulham away, yeah, not a great fixture on paper, but I think he can do some damage in this game, and as long as he keeps avoiding that fifth yellow card, he's going to be fine to play in any single week. Overall, pretty happy with my goalkeeper and defense. Trent is obviously the massive kind of sticking kind of point for this, and hopefully we get some kind of injury news and some injury updates, because if he is confirmed out, I might just take him out anyway, but if he is confirmed out, he's definitely going out for me. I'm probably going to look at someone like a Gabriel. Let's take a look at the midfield. Moving on to the midfield, and first up we've got Cole Palmer, whose price has dropped to 10.9 million, but he is playing against Arsenal tonight. He's been confirmed in the starting 11, and he has got Leicester, Villa and Southampton and Brentford all in the next 4, with Tottenham squeezed in there as well. He's a beast. We all know what Cole Palmer can do, and I think if he is fit and he is firing, then his price is going to continue to rise, and he's just going to be an absolute monster and just keep doing what he does. Bruno Fernandes coming in with a 17-pointer, absolutely massive for me. Got a nice game against Ipswich away, and then Everton at home, and this is going to be Amaroon's first game in charge. Really interesting to see how he does. And he's still only worth 8.3 million, and for that price, I think he's an absolute steal. 9.7% owned. I think his ownership will increase to maybe 15% over these next 2 games, and because of the way Fernandes plays, I don't think it matters too much about fixture because he's on penalties as well. So even though he's got Arsenal, Forest and City after those, I think you could probably keep him for that, and United have got a nice run after that as well. So for me, keep Bruno for the next 2, see how he gets on, and then I might sell him at Arsenal depending on like what kind of issues I've got in my team. Onto Mbumo, and he's got Everton and then Leicester. Yeah, like great games for him, and I don't even mind the fixtures after that because of the way he kind of plays and the way Brentford are kind of playing. Like they are a bit more attacking this season. So I don't mind playing him against the likes of Villa, Newcastle and Chelsea after that as well. Only 7.9 million, so similar to Fernandes. I just think he offers great value and is a great pickup for the price. And he's only 43.3% owned, which is really, really low. Like considering like how good he's been. Like he should be 60, 70, 80% owned. Like it's crazy that he's only owned by 43% of the game. And on to the man of the moment, Mo Salah is in absolute form of his life. He actually doesn't look great when you watch the games. Like he's getting assists and he's getting the stats and the goals and everything, but like he's not kind of free flowing as much as he probably should be. But I don't think he needs to be. I think he's just so efficient right now, and he doesn't need to shoot 15 times a game. He just needs like 1 or 2 good chances, and he's going to bury one. So that's the that's just the kind of form he's in right now. With Southampton away, like he's a main captain shout for me. Man City at home, Newcastle after that, and followed by Everton and Fulham. Overall, really happy with the midfield. I have still got Eze on the bench, which is a bit of an issue for me, and I'm not really sure what to do. He is supposed to be back for that game, and if he is back, then I've got another option, but I don't really know what to do with him. Whether to take Trent down to someone like a Gabriel, and then I've got a bit more money to take Eze. I don't even mind someone like an Anthony Gordon, or I'll go down that route instead. So I think I have got a couple of options. I'm not really 100% sure what to do right now, but Eze's an issue for me. Trent's an issue for me. I might have to do some transfers around those 2 players, but overall, really happy with the midfield. I think they've all got great fixtures and they could all return in this game. And the beauty of these 4 players is that any one of these could haul in any single game week, and that's the reason why I like them so much. Let's move on to the forwards. Last but not least, we've got the forwards, and first up we've got Matthias Cunha. He's in great form right now. He's only 6.7 million, 9.1% owned. He's got Fulham away, followed by Bournemouth, Everton, West Ham and Ipswich. Couple good games after that as well. He's a great long-term pickup for me, and I brought him in a couple of weeks ago. Really happy with my decision to do that, and I'm just going to keep him until he keeps playing well. As long as he keeps fit and he keeps playing, I'm perfectly fine keeping him. I'm perfectly fine playing him. Onto Solanke, yeah, he's not got a great fixture. Man City away, but Man City have been pretty leaky, to be fair, and like this could be one of the games where Solanke kind of explodes and does pretty well. And then he's got Fulham and Bournemouth after that, so if I do decide to keep him, then he's got a nice couple of games after that as well. He's even got Southampton in a few weeks as well, so maybe you want to keep him for that one too. Not a great fixture for Spurs or Solanke, but I think City, yeah, they're so weak and they're not defending particularly well. Like they conceded 2 against Brighton. Like maybe Solanke might get a goal, like he might get an assist. Is it better just to keep him and use the transfers elsewhere? I do really like Isak and Nicholas Jackson. As long as he avoids a booking tonight, then he's also a great option. Isak scored again today, and I really, really like him. If I can somehow squeeze Isak in with like a midfielder and a defender transfer and take a hit, I wouldn't mind doing something like that. Like as long as they're going to be good players and I'm bringing good players in for good fixtures, I don't mind doing something like that at all. On to Chris Wood, 6.6 million forward for Nottingham Forest, 24.5% owned. This is where the Forest fixtures turn ever so slightly, so they get a little bit worse from now on. Arsenal away, Ipswich at home, yeah, great fixture, but then they've got Man City, Man United, and followed by Aston Villa. I am tempted to keep him for the Arsenal game, and I don't know if I'm going to play him for this one. If I can do something with the bench and the 3 players that I mentioned, then maybe I can put Chris Wood on the bench for this game. And then that Ipswich game is just a prime fixture to play in him. So ideally, keep him for this week, play him against Ipswich, and then deal with him from Man City onwards. And he might be a transfer out in a couple of weeks moving forward, but he's just been in great form right now, and he's on penalties, so is it a case of just playing him? Don't get Gabriel, don't get an Arsenal defender, just play Chris Wood anyway, and just kind of see what happens. That's also another option for me. I have got a couple of options. I'm not really sure what to do. Leave a comment down below on what you think transfers I should do for game week 12. Let's take a look at the two best captains for game week 12. Mo Salah versus Erling Haaland. I've got some predicted points in the middle there. FPL review predicts Salah's going to get 7.3 points as opposed to Haaland 7.4. So Haaland's got 0.1 more predicted points on FPL review. On Fantasy Football Hub, Salah's predicted to get 7.6 points. Haaland's predicted to get 1.1 more and get 8.7 points. I do think Salah's got the better fixture, Southampton away, as opposed to Haaland's playing Tottenham at home. I think the issue with Tottenham is that their backline's a little bit disrupted right now. If Van der Ven's not back, I think that's a major issue for them. I don't think Dragason's anywhere near the level of Van der Ven. It was nice to see Romero get some minutes today. But if Van der Ven's not fit, I think Haaland could absolutely destroy them and rip them apart. Haaland's previous record versus Tottenham is he's played 4 games with 3 goals and 1 assist, so he's got a good previous record against them. Salah's previous record is he's got 11 games against Southampton with 9 goals and 4 assists. However, all of those came in the first 4 or 5 games. In his last 4 or 5 games versus Southampton, Salah's only got assists, and he hasn't got any goals. And I think he's got about 3 assists in the last 4 or 5 games he's played versus Southampton. Whether that's a bit of an omen, I'm not sure, but I think Salah's in the form of his life right now, and Haaland's a little bit off it. However, if I did have Haaland, I would captain Haaland, but personally I don't, so I'm going to captain Salah in this one. If you are going to captain Haaland, leave a comment down below. Right mates, that's it for today's video. We did a quick look at my current progress in game week 11, and then we did an early team selection for game week 12, discussing transfer targets throughout, and then decided on a captain, and I'm going to go for Salah because I don't have Haaland. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, and drop a comment down below. Thanks for watching. Peace and love.